Thank you for joining us on the program. The political situation in Gabon is under control, so says the government, after a coup attempt staged by some junior soldiers yesterday morning. Spokesman for the government, Guy-Bertrand Mapangou, announced the killing of 2 suspected plotters and arrest of 7 others just hours after they took over the state radio in a bid to end 50 years of rule by President Ali Bongo's family. There have been several condemnations to the aborted coup, but on the streets of the capital city, Libreville, reactions have been mixed.
Uncertainty still hangs on the streets of Libreville, capital of Gabon, Monday evening, a few hours after the attempted coup and the authorities' assurance. While most of the city was quiet, about 50 people gathered in the popular Coconut district. Demonstration has persisted in the capital. Following the attempted coup, security measures were strengthened in Libreville, particularly around the state television. Social networks were cut off, raising fears of the dark hours of 2016, the day after the disputed re-election of Ali Bongo. The Gabonese president is currently recovering from a stroke in Morocco, a situation that makes him unfit to lead the country, according to the officers who tried to take over power on Monday morning. However, the government says it is in control of the situation, adding that it has arrested most of the people involved.
We are joined on the line by our correspondent in Libreville, Geru Wilfred Obangome, who has been following closely since the early hours of yesterday morning. Geru Wilfred, thank you so much. Good morning. Still a lot of questions about yesterday morning's attempted coup in Libreville. What is the latest information in relation to this event? At this time, yesterday, there was an entire group claiming to be part of the Patriotic Movement of Defense and Security Forces, a dozen or so, according to the Minister of Communication. The government spokesman has been neutralized since yesterday. 2 of them died in the attack launched by the Gabonese Defense Forces. Lieutenant Odo Obiang of the Company of Honor of Defense and Security Forces, presented as the head of the insurgents, was caught last night after the intervention.
And Gerald, Gabon has not experienced this in several decades, the last time in 1967. Gerald.
Actually, the country has experienced such an attack, such an event back in 1964. However, Gabon is not accustomed to this kind of situation. In the country's history, the last attempt, as I said, was in 1964, when Jean-Hilaire Obama and his team wanted to overthrow the first Gabonese president, Léon Ba. Admittedly, the country has often experienced unrest during electoral periods since the advent of democracy, either with Bongo, the father, or with Ali Bongo in 2009, and most recently in 2016. But the constitutional path has always prevailed to the detriment of force, let alone the rebels. So if you're born after the 1970s, this is not customary.
Gerald, this obviously does appear to be a difficult period in the country, but what do you think the next days bode for the country? What can be expected? Are you there, Gerald? Looks like we've lost the connection to Gerald there.
Jérôme, je ne sais pas si vous m'entendez, mais on aimerait savoir à présent si l'opposition a marqué le coup et s'est exprimée sur la question.
So, Gerald, what can we expect in the next few days?
Jusqu'au moment où je vous réponds, il n'y a pas encore eu de
Well, until I answer you, there's not been a reaction from the opponents, at least the most prominent ones, whether they're radical or moderate opposition from here. Just a few Gabonese that we spoke to, some of whom condemned the attempted coup, while others state that there's no smoke without fire.
Il n'y a pas de fumée sans feu. Ces derniers, ceux qui évoquent qu'il n'y a pas de fumée sans feu, évoquent le fait que depuis le malaise du
The latter, those who say that there's no smoke without fire, point out that since and the beginning of his convalescence in Morocco, the Gabonese authorities in place are not communicating enough.
Merci à vous, Geru.
Thank you so much, Geru Wilfred, for giving us more details coming from Libreville in Gabon.
À Libreville pour Africanews.